The Pocono Raceway entry list dropped, and something was missing. Not a number, not a sponsor, a name. Kyle Larson, the man who had just won back-to-back in the number 88 JR Motorsports Chevrolet, was nowhere on it. And the internet immediately did what the internet does. It assumed the worst. Injury, conflict. Some kind of falling out between Larson and JR Motorsports. Drama behind closed doors at Hendrick Motorsports. The speculation moved fast, and most of it was completely wrong, because the real story here has nothing to do with drama. It has everything to do with one of the most unusual roster construction experiments NASCAR has ever seen, and what it quietly reveals about where this sport is heading in 2026. Let's go back to where this actually began. When Connor Zilisch made the jump to the NASCAR Cup Series with Trackhouse Racing, he left behind a vacancy in the number 88 JR Motorsports Chevrolet. This was not a simple hole to fill. Zilisch had won 10 races in that car during the 20 T5s alone, piloting the number 88 to the championship 4. The machinery, the crew, the systems, all of it was built around a Finn who was now gone. JR Motorsports had to decide what to do next. They could have signed one driver, handed over the keys, and built toward 2026 the conventional way. Instead, they did something that had never quite been done before in this form. They split the seat between 5 different drivers. Rajah Caruth, an incoming O'Reilly Auto Parts Series Rookie of the Year candidate from Washington, D.C., would run the number 88 in 23 of the 33 scheduled races. The remaining 10 would be divided between 4 active Cup Series stars, Kyle Larson and William Byron getting 3 starts each, Alex Bowman and Chase Elliott getting 2 each. Kelly Earnhardt Miller, CEO of JR Motorsports, put it plainly at the announcement. We couldn't be happier to welcome back all 4 of Hendrick Motorsports drivers into the JRM family to join Raja behind the wheel of our 88 Chevrolet. Chase, William, Alex, and Kyle all have such a unique history with us, and it's just a testament to the relationship that we have built with Mr. Hendrick, Hendrick Motorsports, and Hendrick Cars. That we can bring them all together with Raja to race for an owner's championship in 2026. On paper, the plan looked organized. In practice, it got complicated very quickly. Kyle Larson's 3 scheduled starts were Las Vegas Motor Speedway, Bristol Motor Speedway, and Texas Motor Speedway. That was the deal. But early in the season, Alex Bowman was sidelined at Darlington Raceway due to vertigo. Larson stepped in. Then, 2 weekends before Pocono, Bowman had returned to Cup action, and Larson filled in again anyway at Nashville Superspeedway, making what amounted to an unscheduled 5th appearance in the number 88 this season. Now look at what Larson did in that car across those starts. He won at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, commanding wire-to-wire dominant. He went to Texas Motor Speedway and won again. Back-to-back victories in a second-tier car, while simultaneously running a Cup Series championship campaign with Hendrick Motorsports. He finished 4th at Darlington, 2nd at Bristol, and 8th at Nashville. 5 starts, 2 wins, every single finish inside the top 10. There is not a driver alive who looked better in that number 88 than Kyle Larson did over those 5 races. And then Pocono came up on the calendar and his name wasn't there. Here is the part that most coverage glossed over. Larson's 3 scheduled starts, Las Vegas, Bristol, Texas, were already used before Nashville even happened. The Nashville start was already a flex, already an unplanned addition to the rotation. Pocono was never Larson's race to run. It was locked in for William Byron from the moment the 2026 schedule was built. The headline that read Kyle Larson replaced at Pocono was technically accurate and completely misleading at the same time. He was never in the Pocono seat, he was simply never scheduled to be there. William Byron is not a filler name dropped into this ride to keep the seat warm. He is the 2017 O'Reilly Auto Parts Series champion. He is the reigning 2-time Daytona 500 champion. He finished 3rd at Pocono in 2024 and has unfinished business at the Tricky Triangle. Earlier in the 2026 season, he ran the number 88 to a 13th place finish at Phoenix Raceway and a 6th place finish at Kansas Speedway. He knows crew chief Marty Lindley. He knows the car. Pocono is his 3rd and final scheduled O'Reilly start of the year, and he has been building toward it. Byron himself acknowledged the challenge of the track. Pocono is one of those tracks that really keeps you on your toes because all 3 corners are so different. You're always trying to find the right compromise with the balance and make sure you can carry speed without abusing the tires over a long run. I'm excited to get back with Marty and everyone on the number 88 team this weekend. And the 88 team he is walking into is operating at peak level right now. Connor Zilisch has won twice in the number 1 car this season. Ross Chastain went to victory lane at Charlotte in the number 9. Larson won twice in the number 88. This is a multi-car powerhouse that is not in a rebuilding phase. It is in a winning phase. Byron stepping into that environment at a track where he already has a podium finish is not a step down from Larson. It is a different threat entirely. But none of that stopped the internet from erupting the moment the Pocono entry list went public. Within hours, NASCAR social media was divided into two hard camps. The first was loud and frustrated. Why isn't Larson in this race? He's been on fire. They're wasting a Pocono start on Byron. This is exactly the kind of thing that kills momentum in a season. The second camp was equally firm. Byron is underrated, and this is exactly where he proves it. The whole point was always the rotation. Larson had his 3 starts. End of story. Both sides of that debate are reacting to something real. There is a version of this JRM model that feels genuinely exciting. Elite Cup talent cycling into the second-tier series, raising the competitive ceiling, giving fans something extra on top of an already strong field. And there is a version of this that creates exactly the kind of frustration playing out online right now, where the hottest driver in the building cannot run a specific race because a rotation locked in months ago says it is someone else's turn. The fan frustration is understandable. The rotation is also correct. Both things are true. But the conversation that almost nobody is having centers on the driver who is affected most by all of this. And it is not Kyle Larson. Rajah Caruth is 13th in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series point standings heading into Pocono. He is the top driver currently sitting below the playoff cut line, sitting just 12 points back. He's running 23 races in the no. 88, but those 23 races are not consecutive. Every time a Cup driver slides into the number 88, Caruth drops over to Jordan Anderson Racing's no. 32 Chevrolet. That means he is constantly recalibrating. Different car, different crew, different systems, on a rotation that reshuffles every few weeks. Fans on Reddit have already started flagging this dynamic. The concern is legitimate. Caruth is not getting the consistent rhythm that a young driver building toward a playoff run needs. He cannot settle into one environment and grow because the environment keeps changing underneath him. And yet there is a massive incentive baked into this arrangement for Caruth to make it work. The number 88 sits second in owner points for 2026. If Caruth makes the 12-driver playoff field, he will run the full 9-race chase in that machinery in a number 88 that has proven it can win. Crew Chief Marty Lindley was direct about the goal from the beginning. The goal is to not lose the races with Cup drivers in them. But the bigger goal is to get Raja into victory lane. Caruth himself has not shied away from the pressure. There's no reason why I can't go and compete for the championship. I'm confident in myself and the team. There's no reason why that can't be us. Whether that confidence becomes a reality depends heavily on what happens between now and August. Chase Elliott still has 2 scheduled starts remaining in the number 88, Chicagoland Speedway on July 4 and Indianapolis Motor Speedway on July 25. After Indianapolis, Caruth takes the seat back permanently for the remainder of the season, beginning at Iowa Speedway in August and running straight through the chase. As for Larson, his 2026 O'Reilly Auto Parts Series chapter is effectively closed. He is focused on his Cup Series campaign with Hendrick Motorsports, where he currently leads the series with 133 stage points through Michigan. The no. 88 seat at Pocono was never his to defend, and he almost certainly knows that. But the bigger question this situation forces into the open is one that NASCAR has not fully answered yet. The model JR Motorsports has built in 2026, rotating Elite Cup talent through a second-tier seat, while a young developmental driver bounces between 2 organizations is genuinely unprecedented at this scale. It produces exciting racing, it produces headlines, it produces wins. It also produces a situation where the driver it is supposedly built around cannot fully plant his feet and run. Does this model elevate the sport? Or does it quietly put a ceiling on the exact drivers it claims to be developing? Pocono Raceway will give partial answers on Saturday. William Byron will take the green flag in the number 88. The tricky triangle with its 3 completely different corner geometries will sort out who prepared right and who did not. But the larger questions about what JR Motorsports has built this season, what it means for Raja Caruth's playoff future, and whether this rotation model is a gift to the sport or a quiet complication, those are going to take the rest of the 2026 season to fully unfold.